Testing. Hello, good morning, everyone. Hope you're all awesome and well. Let me know if everything's working this morning. We've had some tech troubles the last few days, so hopefully we've got it worked out. I don't have my regular cameras on, so you might notice it's a little bit different today. I pulled apart my yeah, the VPN robots are off. Pulled apart my studio, all my cameras. I'm off to Sydney, folks, for the next 5 days, and I'll be commentating the Australian Open National Championships when it comes to rock climbing and bouldering. So I'll be away for a few days. I won't be able to do a couple of Wealth Coffee Chats. So this is the last one for a few days. But anyway, just letting you know. That's what I'm doing. So no Wealth Coffee Chat Thursday or Friday, folks. But I'll be back with a vengeance on the Monday following. Anyway, let's talk about something that's interesting. Well, I think it's interesting anyway. I don't know if you do. But we're talking, everybody's keenly watching and looking at the marketplace right now when it comes to, the world of interest rates. We talked the other night at mentoring about, why there's some very good signs in the economy. Other than interest rates rising, everything else is like super, unbelievably positive when it comes to the real estate market. Rents going up, supply down, demand up, et cetera, et cetera. There's so many good things. Population exploding, people have got jobs. By and large, people are wealthy. We're talking about, this wealth, this comfortable financial position. But tell me in the chat right now, team, why do you think? Tell me, what's your thoughts? Why are Aussies right now in the best financial position they've ever been in history per capita? What do you think? Put that in the chat right now. Where's the money at? Why have we got so much cash? Why are people's, mortgages full in the offset? Why are people's credit card balances at the lowest they've been, in decades, et cetera, et cetera? And Jeff is right. Jeff's right. That's my opinion anyway. I think Jeff's on it. The government did what they did during the COVID process and stimulated the economy, gave away the cash, folks. Now, interesting. Yeah. Our net wealth avoided world depression. You're dead right. We did pretty well when it came to what's going on out there in the marketplace. Listen, I know many people, and especially when COVID landed, we were saying to people, we don't know what's going to go on. We don't know what's happening right now. So here's what's being offered out there in the marketplace. Banks, lenders are saying, hey, listen, if you need to, we'll let you stop your payments or defer your payments. The government was giving away cash bonuses or cash incentive to businesses and individuals to make sure that they were going to be okay. People stayed home. They didn't have to drive to work. They didn't have to drive back. They didn't spend too much money. They hunkered down. The result of that short term was that Aussies ended up with a truckload of dough in their kitty. And, that's good for the country. That's fantastic for the country. However, what do you think? Will it last? And the question is, will this last? Will that continue? Will Australians continue to be fiscally responsible with their dough and their money? Are these interest rates going to wipe out all this wealth that we had anyway? I talked a lot about equity and doing something with it when property prices go up. Tell me, I did a bunch of webinars and videos and teachings about this very thing. What happens when markets get excited and property values go up. What happens after that? I'm not trying to give it away. What did I tell everyone to go and do? It was a certain thing with their equity because I said, hey, listen, it will disappear or your access to it will disappear. What did I tell everyone to do? Tell me in the chat, you guys. Yep. Growth will continue. Yeah, I like that. Look, yep. Redraw. Yep. But more importantly, it's called a something lock. What did I say? And I've done videos on this for years, folks. What did I say? Equity lock, Janice. Boom. Now, either an equity lock or use the damn equity to go and buy another property. Lock it in. Lock it in, Eddie. That's right. That's it. Equity lock. Because you know what's happening right now for a lot of people? Because they didn't follow my instructions. My advice, because I've seen this happen. I've seen this happen 5 times, folks. Property prices run. People go, I'll wait and see. Markets overreact as they tend to do. Something happens, and then the equity or the value, according to thanks, Luke. The value according to the bank or the valuers or whatever, then they reduce it. Anyway, this is a game we play, folks. A game we play. But yeah. I mean, there you go. You didn't have time, but you sold in Harvey Bay and bought 4. Boom, Jeff. And that's really the point, right? The point is the market giveth and the market taketh away, all right? And when it is giving, then if you don't go and use it, it'll take it away and you'll feel jibbed. You'll feel like, that sucked, Anyway, I'm getting off track for my talk today. What I wanted to talk about, and it's part of it, is will the wealth continue? Where's the wealth, right? So it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting the way I see it. And let's jump over here and have a look at this. Let me do 2 things here. I think this is resized a second. I resized it with something else, and now it doesn't. Let me see here. Let me see. All right. Give me a second. We need to be able to see this. There we go. Can we see it? Yeah. All right. There we go. Move me over there. All right. I organised it before, and then I used Keynote instead of the other one. All right. Well, listen. What we can see here is, Aussies, and we talked about this the other night. Aussies are one of the most wealthy, countries in the world per capita. We've got plenty of people. We've got coin, per median prices. That's great. It's a short-term thing, and hopefully that will continue and stay for a lot of people. Our property prices are up. That's where a lot of the wealth is, team. But take a look at this, and this is one of the things that I want to talk about as we move into these next decades, right? Have a look at where a good, what is probably more, 60% of the wealth, right? The 60% of the wealth, household wealth, is in these age groups, ladies and gents. 60% of the wealth is in these age groups, okay? From 55 to 75. And if you have a look at the wealth, this is the wealth here, this part here. What is going to happen with that wealth over the next 10 to 20 years, folks? And so this is a pretty interesting conversation. For me, what will happen? And if you included, let's say we included this, right? We included that, 45. And if we talked about the coming 20 years, old people rule. What are some of the challenges? What are some of the things that we're facing as a population? Some of the pros, some of the cons, right? So what's going to happen with these people? Now, my question to you and me as property investors is this. Let's pontificate. Let's think about this as we go. With all these older, richer than any time in history in Australia. And that will continue. Internet, yeah, it'll be a transfer to intergenerations. What type of real estate do you think those people will look to downsize? If they die, they give it to their kids. Look, they might use it in the meantime. Lots of opportunity for businesses there. I just saw the other day, I should have put this in my prezzo, an American wealth management business has just entered Australia. They've created a business here in AU, invested $1 billion worth of funds into the AU marketplace to capture the largest per capita transference of wealth in history in Australia, coming in the next 2 decades. There you go. Well, what do they say? Look, maybe you chuck them a couple of bucks and say, listen, I'm spending it all. I'm having a cracking time before I kick the bucket. As we look at it, but okay. Well, a few things. What's going to happen? People are going to live till they're older, right? So we heard this the other night. The average age is 80 plus. People are going to live till they're 80 or more, okay? So, when does that wealth transfer? Is there a stopping point? Is there a waypoint along the way that people will want to have a look at? Tell me. And I think about this all the time. You might be there, you might be thinking about it already, you might not. You've got a Prince place of residence. You're not one of the investing few like us. You're a regular straighty 180 Aussie. You bought a house 30 years ago. You've lived there for 50 years. You bought it for 200 grand and now it's worth $2 million or $3 million. You sell it and you end up with some cash. What do you do? What's your move? What do you think? What would you like to do in that situation? Have a think about that. Tell me. There's one or two maneuvers. There's probably 3 main things I hear people talk about all the time. Tell me, what do you guys reckon? Tell me in the chat. And in relation to the real estate, and this is kind of thinking about how does this affect us or benefit us as property investors? Jeff, almost there. They downsize. Janice, absolutely. So what do they downsize to? There's 3 things. They downsize. Let's call it downsize, DS, downsize. Yeah, boom. Downsize, help kids. And what else do they want to do once they've downsized? Their life's a little bit simpler. They've got extra cash. What do they want to do? Tell me. Most people want to do something interesting as they go along. Boom, travel, Janice. Travel. You are dead right. I hear it all the time, folks. All the time. Like, it's unbelievable. I think I'm sort of drawing on the edge here. I need to push that out. There we go. All right. Maybe make that a smidge smaller. Put that down there. There we go. All right. So, there it is. They want to downsize. They want to help their kids. They want to travel. And they want a passive, what, Luke? A passive income. Passive income. So, folks, tell us, for us, thinking about this, when this occurs, what sort of section, where could we be understanding this downsize type of property? What type of downsized property do people like, and what is a property that's easy to travel with? And I was having this conversation the other day with some people, and it was interesting to hear it come out of their mouth. What type of downsized property, and what makes it easy to travel? Well, units and townhouses are the perfect downsized type of property, okay? Units and townhouses are the perfect downsized type of property, but they're not any old unit or townhouse. They want to be quality. They want to be well located. You want to have infrastructure. You want to have amenity. And one of the more important things, low maintenance, absolutely, Jeff. And one of the more important things is they would like it to be still in the locations that their families are in, right? So infill, folks, don't miss this stuff. Infill, low maintenance, right? So, when Sam talks about these types of properties and goes, there's no supply in this area, this is the only block of units with high quality in this area, et cetera, and he's done a bunch of this stuff in Melbourne and Brisbane. Folks, there's $3 million houses in the suburb, and now there's an $850,000 amazing two-bedder in just an awesome block of units. That's the thing. So it's interesting. It's interesting to think this through as we go. So that money, where does it go? And what else do they want to do? You know what they want to do? Low maintenance. They want to lock it up, go traveling for 3 months, and then come back and unlock it. No lawns, no there's a leak outside, there's a fence issue, nothing. And I can tell you, that's me. I'm building, I'm not building it. Ari is building it for me. I've got a 4-bedroom amazing thing being built right now up in Brisbane. I'm a little bit away from my downsize retirement travel plans yet. I've still got one child to go in school. 2 are done. Yeehaw. But I've got my plan. I've got my inner city pad. I've got my country farm. And, my PPR, maybe in 10, 15, 20 years' time, maybe that sucker just gets sold. Maybe not. Maybe my oldest son said I'm never to sell it. He wants to have his family here. So that's kind of nice, isn't it? But anyway, there you go, folks. Well, yeah, Jeff, at the end of the day, units, townhouses, houses, there's pros and cons for them all. I think we all should have some land content houses in our portfolio from time to time. But, at the end of it, boom. Palm Beach is an absolute cracking spot, Jeff. Cracking spot. Palm Beach is absolutely gold. Anyway, folks, that's it. Australians are richer than they've ever been. There's more wealth here, transference in the next 2 decades than we can imagine. How's that going to help the real estate marketplace? Talking about the real estate marketplace, I saw on the weekend someone paid $300,000 more than the asking price in Sydney because the people who were downsizing just wanted to live there. That's what they were doing. That's what happens anyway, All right, folks, well, that's it. I'm done. I'm dusted. Wealth Coffee Chat over and out for today, Wednesday the 16th. Remember, I'm not here tomorrow. I'm on holiday tomorrow and the next day. Thursday, Friday, no Wealth Coffee Chats. I'll be down in Sydney hanging out doing something I love, rock climbing, commentating, etc., etc. You guys be awesome and well. And that's it from me, folks. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week on Monday at this same bat time with the same bat channel for another Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. Adios. You guys be good. Bye for now.